And welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Calmsden Farms with me, PCSimGuy. We are back in the farm. A lot has changed since the last episode. I highly suggest you go back, watch the last episode, and get caught up before watching this one. We got a lot done, and there's still a lot more to do. So let's check out what's going on. Alright, so here we are. We're in the former canola field. As you can see, it looks a lot different than last time. We were able to finish the harvesting. We were able to get a lot of it baled. We still have 5 or 6 rows left to bale. But other than that, we should be good. Elsewhere, we've got the windrower out. We actually were able to windrow the headlands. And then we'll be ready to do some up and down rows with the windrower here and get baling that. And we've got this grass to cut. This is the field. This is the cow barn. We don't have any cows yet though, so we're just going to use the grass this go round and then kind of go from there. So let's get these final bales done over here. We can't bale the other till we get these done, so let's get fired up. I did all that work off screen so that you guys had a little bit more of the action. Let's start up the baler lower herd. Oh. There we go. Now we'll lower her down and get going. So I do have the round bale mod activated. For those of you who don't know, that means your baler right here, and it is a PC only mod because it does use scripts. But basically your baler is going to continue picking up. Once it gets to 90%, you're going to get audio signal, but it's also going to slow down to like 5 miles an hour until it gets to 100%. Then it will stop dead in its tracks, eject it. If you have auto eject on, it'll eject it, and then if you had cruise control on, it's actually going to go right back to that cruise control set point that you set. So very handy mod. I like it a lot. And let's do a little cab view for a little while here as we get these last rows of straw done. So when I did this baling, I went down every other row. Now we're coming back up. As you can see, there's a good number of bales there. I want to say last time I looked, we were at least 35 bales. So I should have a good number to stock away for a rainy day. Alright, so coming up to the end of this row, we've already dropped a bale. We are at 49% on this bale, so we'll get a nice turnaround without slowing down. The worst part of that script, the only thing I would do to improve it is that instead of at 90%, I would make it 95. Now, maybe if you had X9 going with a 50-foot, 65-foot header or something, maybe that's not going to work. But maybe having the choice to turn it, turn it down to 95%. When it gets to 95%, then it slows down, it stops at 100, and voila. Because if you get it like 92%, and then you gotta turn to catch up the next row. You're going that slow. Like I said, I think it's 5 miles an hour, maybe even slower, to get to that other side, and you're not picking anything up. So help speed things up a little bit more. I think 10 seconds just, or 10% is just too long of a time. So this may demonstrate, I think this will demonstrate exactly my point, or no, I don't, yeah, see, so now here we are, 10%, just now at 95, so if we slowed down right here, we still would have plenty of time for it to figure it out. Alright, so the baler's working good. Last episode we had the breakdown at the other farm with the mower. We were able to get that repaired. It was not a super expensive part, but not a super cheap one either. But we were able to get the part replaced and get it fixed and get it going. That's how we were able to get all the grass done. I did decide to use the 8RX to pull that heavy windrower, because it is a big windrower, and I feel like it may need that extra power, so that's why we've got that from that. This is our 7R, of course, pulling the baler, which is just right for it. Don't think we need anything, definitely don't need anything bigger. Runs really well. Flip this one around. So, bunch of announcements coming today. First off, more mods keep rolling out on the mod hub, so make sure you check that. I have a habit to check it every day. I've got a bookmark on my computer, on my phone, and once it gets to 9 Central Time, it's usually a good bet that whatever is going to be posted is posted by 9 Central Time. And so once it hits 9, I'll go on and I'll check, see what's on there, download what I want, or make a note to download what I want if I'm at work or something, and then go right back to it. So also, they've announced there's going to be a 1.6 patch. Apparently there's a 1.51 out there. I can't remember if that's for everybody or if it's just for consoles or something. But there's a 1.5 patch, and they've come out with a 1.5.01. That's what it is. 1.5.01 or something like that. Because there's some issues, I know with workers at least, that the workers are not working properly right now, so a little bit of a challenge for content creators, but luckily on PC we've got course play, we've got auto drive, so we can kind of make those things happen. Hopefully that doesn't affect, we'll find out, but I hope it doesn't. Alright, and now we'll lift the pickup here, head back over to this side and get this last bit. We do have the mod on to eject bales early, so we'll have to see. I think we might be right at 100% when we get this right here. See how long it lasts. Drop the pickup header, drop the pickup, and oh, 98%. Alright, we'll turn that off, and we are going to eject. Well, I thought I had the thought I had the mod on to eject. Unload finish bale. Oh, it's a different button. Okay. There she goes. Being unloaded. The 98% bale. So that's not bad. That's probably the best I've ever seen it before. Alright, let's pick up our... Let's fold her back up as we go across the street. Now what we're going to do next first is actually we're going to use the 7810, get that grass mowed real quick. And we're going to go pick up those bales real quick. But actually what I'm going to do, we'll drop the baler right here. We'll use the 7R to get the bales with. Alright, she's put up. Let's turn around here. Turn around here. Let's see if we can pull this out of here without... Oh, that's cool. So, if you look where my tracks are, look at the height right there. That's perfect. That's great. I love it. Alright, so we got the trailer hooked up. For the bales. And we're going to go pick up some bales. So this is an auto load trailer. I didn't want to bore you guys with the time lapses of me trying to stack stuff, which I do a horrible job of anyway. So this is one of the few non-realistic mods, one of the non-realistic things I'll do, but in this game there's not too many of them, but this is definitely one. Alright, so we're gonna come up here and let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. Actually, I want to go all the way to the back. So we're just gonna park these over there in the yard just to get them out of the way, because after this we're gonna mow that real quick, that cattle field, that pasture. We'll get that mowed, then we'll start working on we'll actually leave that mower, detach that mower, and come over here, pick up the mulcher, and get mulching this bad boy. I'm going to try and get as much field work on it done as possible. So this will hold 24 of our bales, current bale size, which that John Deere only kicks out one bale size, so you don't really get a choice of that one. But ooh, there we go. I think we can kind of get over here. Anyway, do a quick time lapse as we pick up all these bad boys, and we'll be right back with you to get some mowing done. Enjoy the time lapse. we ended up with 48 bales, 49 bales actually, 49 bales out of the field. Better than I predicted, and we will take it. We will be happy to take that. Alright, we need to be a little careful about entering here now. I need to make sure I kind of get this stuff lined up to where I can stack these guys on top of each other, hopefully. See, that way, and back over this way. Alright, beautiful stack job there. And we've got to go get this one straggler here. Alright. So, we've got that cleared off. That way we can mulch it as soon as we're able. So, let's get on the 7810. Yep, 7810. And, get some good old-fashioned quick mowing done here. Doop da dooby dooby doo da. So, getting this mowing done. Oh, I always forget about that gate right there. Glad to remember that. I do have rail mowing or rail mulching. There's a mod for each, just FYI. Can't remember which one's which, but when you have either one of those on, well, if you have rail mowing on, then when you're mowing grass like this, you run over bushes, flowers, stuff like that, it's actually going to mulch it, which I really like. I understand the flowers and the bushes and stuff, and I do see how it can add to make scenery look way more realistic, but I don't really care that much about it, to be honest with you, myself. I feel like I don't want to get bogged down in the details. But so when you run over it with these mods on, then it deletes them for good. So instead of you running over a bush and the bush is still there, it's going to be gone. Which is nice to have, I think. Alright. So let's make we'll go flip a U around here. So that we can get mowing the right way. And, yeah. Work on getting this cut. So there's a new patch out. There's also some more announcements about things coming out. So they haven't announced the first quarter DLC yet. Have not seen it anywhere. It's not advertised. But they have come out and say yes, it is coming, and there's a lot more coming out. So stay tuned. I plan on having a news video talks about these announcements and much more of what's going on in the world of Farm Sim. Of course, there's Virtual Farming Simulator is coming out. Curious to see. I saw some stuff where it looks like it was kind of a repair thing. I didn't actually see it harvesting or mowing or anything like that. It was like they were repairing the tractor, so I don't know if that's all that's going to be or what. I do not personally have a VR headset, so I'm not really going to get the game day one when it comes out, because you got to spend $400 or $500 just to get the headset to try it out with. So for those of you new to auto drive and course play, the FS25Guy has some excellent videos out. I think Farmer Cop does too. I'm sure there's some others, but the ones I've run across are FS25Guy and Farmer Cop. So if you want to learn how to work those systems and you're on PC, definitely check their channels out for information on those. If you have PC and you're not using auto drive and course play, it's a game changer. It's worth it. Get it. The good thing about auto drive and course play, they don't seem to have too many updates, right? Like course play, I think, updates on GitHub every so more often, but they don't do every little update on ModHub, if I remember correctly. They kind of constantly update on GitHub, but then when they feel like they've made enough improvements or whatever, then they go through the whole Giants testing, which is understandable. But if you want to know what course play is, it's basically if you took the base game AI that you have in this game, but made it 1,000,000 times better. The workers just make them 1,000,000 times better to where they do exactly what you tell them to do, and it's a game changer. So kind of outdone that, so now we're gonna kind of do a lands here. There we go. Ooh, almost missed that one. Almost missed that one. I was trying to multitask. Man, I just don't know about this mower mod. Look at that. Left tire's just always bouncing. I feel like there's some physics that's not right with it in the mod or something. Again, that was a mod I got off of King's Mods, not a mod I got off of the Mod Hub. I don't think you would see if that was off of the Mod Hub. I don't think that's something you would see. Those are the type of things that they tend to catch. Alright, just a couple more swipes. We'll be done with this. We'll be able to get the mulcher going. And instead of using default AI, well, we may actually use AI if the AI will work, because Looks like we got one more swipe on both to finish up here. So, are you guys playing Calmsden? What other maps are you playing besides Calmsden? And Monteith is coming up. We've already got I've got a episode out that was live that talked about, you know, the layout and setting up the map. And I think we got about 75% through it. So still got a little bit to go on that. That'll be live here soon, and then we'll get started on that series the following week. We hope to premiere the new multiplayer series. Let's go back and get that. Haven't announced the map for the multiplayer series yet, but we'll be announcing it soon. Don't know if I'm going to do a setup video. You know, I've already done two. One for this one for Monteith. I feel like that's good enough on the setup videos, so I think on the multiplayer we're just kind of going to get going in it for the first episode. Alright, so that looks like all the grass there. We'll go ahead and lift her up, fold her, and put her, we'll back her in here to this bunker silo for now, since we're not using it. And we're gonna alright, there we go. And let's go get our mulcher hooked up and get going on, let that mulch, and we will come back and get windrow in with the Kuhn Maxi Merge. Or Max Merge. Maxi, M-A-X-I Merge. I don't know if, I guess that's how you say it, Maxi Merge. Alright, let's get up here and see where I put my mulcher at. Here she is. And we got a good size mulcher this time. I decided to go with, oh, actually we need to see if this can handle that mulcher. I'm not familiar with the 7810 is 175, and we want the mulchers 210, yeah, so I actually need to swap this out, so that's not going to work. Six R is 185, 7R 350. Alright, so we've used this. We can park this here for now. I think it'd be done by the time the mulching's completed. So get her around here. Let's see. We'll put it on 4 headlands. Work the headlands on. Start with the ups and downs. Finish the headlands. Skip lines. We're not doing any skip lines because last time I did skip lines, that didn't work out too well. goes. Alright, looking good. Alright, so we got that off. Now we're going to do a little steering assist on here. Do 2 headlands. This is the one we can't do workers on because it doesn't see it as a field. Alright, so we're just going to have to kind of eyeball it and get real wordle. So I've got her spitting out the back, direct out the middle for us. So as you can see, the difference in this windrower is you've got the spinning blades up there, it picks it up. But instead of having all these wheels, it's just a conveyor belt basically, and you tell the conveyor belt which way you want to turn. And so we said, hey, we want you, both of you, to spit towards the middle. And that's it. So you can also have it set up to do the left, the right. Alright, now we're going to put another one in up here. Just going to kind of follow. This one's not going to be as straight as the last one, but I think it'll do. So yeah, it's nice when you're up against an edge over on that side, you could say, hey, instead of the middle, because I've got a bunch of overhanging branches, I want you to kick it out to the far side. And so it moves it away to where you can still pick it up. So now we keep our eye here on just the right hand side, make sure everything gets picked up, and we stay on line and get as much as possible and be as efficient as possible on each stroke, or each swipe I should say. And yeah, it's looking good. Alright, so we'll do some time lapse here for you guys. Let's see some of this hard work go and see some of this hard work in action, but not take up too much of your day. Enjoy. So, we got over half of the field done already, and moving on to the rest of it. For those of you new to Farming Simulator, you may be asking, what is a windrower? Well, this item in front of you is an example of a windrower. This is a merger, and a merger uses the conveyor belts. Okay. There's also an American style what's known as a rake, which looks like a V with a bunch of wheels on it. And then there's also a another type, which is instead of having the V shape, it's actually got kind of wheels on both sides, and there's big wheels out to the front, they're out the furthest, then there's another set back behind, and maybe even another set behind, but depending on how wide. But basically each section of the windrower that you get through is moves the grass inward more and more, so eventually you get to where you have the single line coming out of the back like this. So basically all a windrower is doing is picking up grass or straw or something like that off the ground and putting it in a row so that it's easier for you to pick up. Maybe you're like, well, why do you need that if you've got in a row? Can't you just go down that row each time? Yes, you can. However, it's not as efficient as going over with one of these, because you can go over this with 11 to 12 miles an hour, which is double the speed of what you'd be picking up baling. And but you're taking, in this instance, we're taking 3 rows or over 3 rows and moving them into one. So that's for every one swipe we were getting 3 rows. That's a lot more efficient. It's a lot less driving. And each time you get to the end of these rows, you have to think about not just driving, but turning around and then going up the other way. Alright, we shall pick this up. Come back over this way. So this is why I kind of like cutting it into sections. I feel like if you just start on one side, work your way all the way over to the other, it's more boring. This just gives you a little bit more to do. It kind of breaks it up, all the action up, to help with the monotony. Now, of course, you may be saying, hey, these lines are crooked. Well, yeah, the field itself is not an exact square, is the issue. So if the field's not an exact square, then our lines are not going to be exactly square the whole time. Now, we finish this, we'll take the windrower, we're going to go park it over where we just cut grass at. And we'll start making some silage bales, which is what we're doing. So going back to those of you who are new to Farming Simulator, you've seen us make straw bales. That's one of the type of bales you can make. You can make grass bales, so we can take those bales and just wrap the grass itself and leave it. If we wanted to make hay bales, what we would have done is, before we windrowed it like this, we would have gotten a tedder, which has little forks on it that you drive it, it picks up, it fluffs up the grass and flips it over. So you cut it, you let it dry for a while, then you take your tedder, you drive over it, and it flips it up, fluffs it up, lets it dry. Basically, the idea of, if you've come against a clump of grass, right, of cut grass, when it's wet, it sticks together, it's lumpy, it's nasty, but when you dry it, then, you know, you can just shake a handful of it and stuff will come out of it. So that's how you want it, is nice and dry. So that's when you would dry your ted, and then you would windrow like we're doing now, and then pick up the bales. But what the bales we're going to be making is the third type of bales, which is silage. Silage is for cows and animals. It's basically, oh, I did not see that line right there, is basically fermented grass or fermented crop of some sort. There's corn silage, so for cows. where instead of using grass, instead of harvesting the corn, they chop the whole stalk and all up really tiny pieces, tiny squares, and then they put that in a wagon, and then that wagon is dumped into a silage bunker, like which looks just like where we parked our mower back there. You take that and you dump it in there, and then you drive over it multiple times with as heavy of a tractor as you can get, which helps to compact the grass together, getting all the air out so that it will ferment correctly. Alright. So as you can see, we're at this part now where we've done all the straight lines, but due to the shape of the field, as you can see, since we were starting on either side, here in the middle, these aren't exactly lining up like you would think they would, but it's okay. We've got our merger, and that's one strip right there, and we'll come back and get this back here and be done with her. Yep, you're done. Alright. So there she is. Let's go drive this so we can use it on the next one. Next field. And we will go pick up that we'll go drop this off and pick up the baler with it. We'll pull the baler with the 8RX since the 7R is tied up. So we'll pull her, get her started right over here. Let's go back across the street, or no, we don't have to go across the street. Let's go right over here, pick up our baler, and we're going to get wrapping silage bales. The only thing I need to see is, I don't think there's a silage additive that we can get for this, but we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't look like there. It does look like there's a silage additive tank on it, doesn't it? Right? Isn't that what that looks like? Let's check and see. You know, with the new games, you just always check, and the reason I'm checking is because I've had issues with it in the past. Alright, round balers. Yeah, I don't see anything about it saying that we need silage additive, so we're going to assume we don't, and we're going to start on this first one right here. Alright, I had to make sure the bale wrapper was turned on. And we're going. Silage 2025. The first silage harvest of 2025. Oh, and we are kicking out a bale to be wrapped. We've got the blue wrap. It says blue. Looks green. PCSimGuy wrap. Automatic eject it. Already got another one ready to kick out. This machine is just so cool to me. In the past, you had to bale it, and then you had a different piece of equipment that actually wrapped the bale. So this thing does it all in one. Boom, spits it out. There it goes. So as you continue driving, it is wrapping that bale. As you can see, we're filling up with grass way faster than we did with straw. It's a lot denser. We've got a lot more of it. And that's because we took the windrow. We took 3 or 4 rows, 3.5 rows we'll say, and spit them into one. So it wraps, kicks it out, then kicks it out to the wrapper. The bale just rolls, the wrapper goes around and around and around as it rolls, and then when it's done it drops. And it can barely get it wrapped before it's got to kick another one out. So if we had 45 straw bales on the last field, imagine what we're going to have on this one. This one size-wise is smaller, but we're kicking out a lot more bales. I'm going to say 60. We'll see if we're right. Alright, so on the last swipe of the first headland, and it is 11:04, coming up on not too far away from lunchtime, and halfway through the day, and we're making good progress. So we have harvested, we have picking up the straw from that harvest and all the grain, right? We're mulching that as we speak. We're going to go in to see if we have to plow. If not, we're going to go for liming next, then cultivating. And we will be using the liquid lime mod, so we will not be using a spreader. We'll be using our sprayer for the liquid lime mod. We're coming up to the end of the first headland here, and we're also coming up to the end of this episode. So, I'll be doing a little bit of this off screen, wrapping some bales, get us ready for our next episode. We'll probably finish up a couple strips of bale wrapping. We'll pick up the bales and store them, as well as windrow and bale the next grass field before we have to windrow and bale that grass field. So then hopefully we can have a lot done today, so we have some field work going on tomorrow, as well as maybe a couple of contracts we can get done, make some extra money for this stuff. So we're going to finish this line right here, and we'll shut everything down and get ready for the next episode. While I'm thinking about it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss another episode of PCSimGuy or Farming Simulator 2025. Oh. Did that thinking it would fill up. Is at 99, just needs a ditch more. So we'll let that. And here goes the auto wrap. Wrapping started, cut it. And there she is. Alright, so we got that piece shut down. Everything else looks good. Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't work too good. Wonder why. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. Appreciate it. Appreciate each and every one of you. As after all, this channel is for you guys. This is PCSimGuy signing off.